Unfortunately, the next common problem with these Dodge Ram trucks from '02 to '09 is the fact that they've got a failure with what they call the blend door. Basically, it's a failure in the HVAC or climate control system. Symptoms might include things like, well, you can't switch from defrost to your dash vents, or you're having a problem getting hot air in a cold day. And in this specific truck, we had a problem with, the driver's side, we can get cold air coming out, but on the passenger side, we couldn't. The downside of this whole problem is the fact that to fix it, it can cost you a lot of money. You bring it to a repair shop, you bring it to the dealership, you're looking between $1,000 to $1,500 to make this fix, because the repair is pretty sophisticated. You've got to get underneath the glove box to the plenum to do so. You've got to take the dash out, you've got to get the steering column out, you've got to empty the evacuation system, you've got to go ahead and clean out the radiator. All this stuff takes a lot of time, costs a lot of money, but now there's an easy fix, and a way we're going to do it is by using the heater treater kit. What it allows us to do is to fix our climate control system to back to perfect operating condition, do so in a fraction of the time, and do so, best part, for a whole lot less money. For us, it's going to cost us a little bit over $100 to do so, save us a ton of time, and allow us to do it ourselves. Now, to give you guys a better understanding of how we're going to do this, we've got a plenum up on the tabletop where we can show you firsthand how this whole kit works.
So we've got our plenum box up here, and we can kind of take a look at how the guts work of this thing. Now keep in mind, if you took this to the dealership just to get this out, fix it, and put it back in, they're probably going to bill it out at almost 8 hours, right, of labor, plus all the other stuff that they're going to find wrong with it. So that's how you get into that $1,500 price tag. When you add up all the numbers on that, it can happen real quick. Now, just for spatial relations here, let's take a look at it this way. Here's the driver's seat, right? The glove box would be over here, and basically I'm hanging out in the engine compartment. So that's where everything is in relationship to everything else right now. So here is the recirc door, right? This is the first thing. So Bruno, what I'll do is, you hold that little motor there for 1 second. So we're going to start down on this end and go that way on things that can go wrong. So we got our recirc door, when you put on your max AC, and then it pulls the air from the cab. So if it's open here, it's pulling the air from the cab, that goes down in there, goes through the system and blows back out. Now if you want the fresh air from the outside, and that's closed off to the cab, that's when it's coming in here. So this is one way or the other. That's all it is. These motors are ridiculously strong, right? And they turn an axle right here on this piece. Now there's nothing in the factory setup back here in the older trucks to stop that. So the axle would turn and this door would just get hung up one way or the other. Well, this plastic door over time would break and it would end up like that, what you see here. So what happens is that breaks and it goes down there like that. And you're wondering why you're not getting any air, right? Well, it's like having a big window open. You're not getting anything from the cab, you're not getting any fresh air, because here's where it's going in. So we're going to move that out of the way and replace that with the new door right there. And that's going to slide in place, and it will line up this new metal axle on there as well. And this is going to be a lot stronger. And we'll put this in place, and then boom, there you go, all the way, and closed. Open, closed, open, closed. And that is how it's done right there.
Yeah, you'll notice too with the new heater treater piece, you've got a stop on both sides so you're not putting stress on the door. How you can diagnose if you've got a bad door or not from the outside looking in is you can go up and feel underneath here and see if you can feel these broken little tabs. Well, if the stop here is broken off, you can assume that the door is broken. So what happens is that stop breaks, like you'll see right there, and then it puts all the stress and load from the motor onto the door, and that fails. So what we'll do is replace these old plastic doors with a brand new metal one from heater treater.
Slide that in.
We'll go like that.
There you go.
Put our new metal axle in place, and there you go. You've got a full functioning door, and your climate control system will start working again. Now we're going to do this inside the truck, so what you do is you take a Dremel tool, you'll cut out a patch right here, insert this in place, put the patch back in, seal it up with some metallic duct tape, and you are good to go, and you no longer have to breathe in all of this stuff which is coming off those factory doors.
Now, today we've been talking about common problems that you're going to have in Dodge trucks potentially, right? Now the bad news is you can have this same issue in Fords and some Chevrolets as well. But the good news is now we've got a much more inexpensive way to fix that problem.